All right, welcome back. It's another edition of Six Pack Cinema. This week we're talking about the teenage murdering bitches. We're talking about that Thoroughbreds movie.
Dude, you should review movies.
Oh my god, yes.
Telling you.
Okay, I've had a couple, so...
Time for movie review.
You guys think about it? You guys like it?
I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
Ah, I love Jimmy's fucking face here. I love it. Tables are fucking turned.
This is gonna be another one where we're just screaming at each other, but
Tables
Jimmy,
have turned, Jimmy.
This movie sucked.
No, it did not.
And I wanted to like it so bad. The trailer was so good. American Psycho meets Heathers in Connecticut. I love the dad. I love the girl with curly hair. The other girl was good. This movie was a kid who's directing his first movie being so pretentious and artsy. Well, it was. It's his first movie.
Could not disagree more.
Oh,
So you liked it, Sheehan?
I fell in love with this movie in the first chapter. Maybe the first 10 minutes. I was sitting there looking around like, is anyone else seeing this? Because this movie was made for me. This movie is everything I love. It's dark. It's fucked up. It's got layers to it, Jimmy. Maybe you didn't appreciate the full. Maybe you didn't appreciate it all because it was going over your head.
No, I think it was everything
Nice
like they teach you in film school. Like every trick they teach you jammed into one movie, trying to act like that was a style. I hated the first act. That's my first note. Not into the opening with the heartbeat thumping every 5 seconds. The sound design is annoying as fuck, and this is weird.
I love the sound design. It just made the movie feel so like tense, and I was anxious the entire time, but in a good way.
It felt like the beginning of a stomp act. Like we were just gonna break out into songs. And
So, all right,
That's just ridiculous.
That's what they were doing. The sound design was like ADR.
The one part I did not like, or not that I did not like, but the one thing I wish was different was the trailer sold it more as like a dark comedy, and there wasn't enough comedy. Like there was a few points where like I laughed out loud, but I would have liked a little bit more humor in it.
guys, it's not. We're recording at 9:30 at night. I hope you're ready to put aside the next hour because I'm ready to fight for this one.
No,
Jimmy,
I like
Jimmy,
it.
your opinion on the music being ready for Stomp, and it's just directly contrarian to your opinion of Dunkirk with the ticking. Very similar.
Yeah, I
Very,
think
very, very
that's
similar.
what they were trying to do, and I think he failed miserably.
I disagree.
Like
That's
The
different. That's
Simpsons
okay.
did the heartbeat 20 years ago, and everyone else has done that.
Oh,
It's so simple.
don't do the whole Simpsons did it. I mean,
Well,
Simpsons
the
have done
Simpsons did
everything.
do it, and the good years of The Simpsons are the best show that's ever been made. But other movies and TV shows can do that now without making it's not a knockoff.
Sure, I mean
Yeah,
there
but
is no
you just don't
there is
think
no
he did
real
it
original
well.
thought. There is no real original thought anymore. Sure, but I feel like this guy, whoever it was, I don't know who directed it, but whoever he put everything together in a nice tight package. It was 90 minutes, nice, concise, and short. It was no fluff. It was everything he wanted to say, and it did it in a good way.
I
I
disagree.
agree.
I think this is
That
a
was
shitty.
perfect
I think this is a shitty version of The End of the Fucking World, the Netflix show, which was so stylized in a weird way about two sociopath teenagers, and they made a tone and theme out of the music and the pacing, and it worked so well. And I think this is the exact opposite of the same kind of thing. And
It's so different though, and it's
think-
just so good.
I love
How
that
do
you
you
just said
not-
that, Jimmy, because you and I we talked about the End of the Fucking World. Go check that out on our podcast. We have it on iTunes.
Like,
And
subscribe.
we are on
rate
the
5 stars.
opposite ends. I hated that one. You loved it. I
Yeah.
love this. You hate this one.
yeah,
So the End of the Fucking World is a shitty version of Thoroughbreds.
no, The End of the World was cool and fun.
They were both great great series/movie. They're both enjoyable. You can like them both.
One's better than the other, and this one's Thoroughbreds better than the other one.
The
Yes.
only reason I'll say no to that is because The End of the Fucking World did have more humor. So
I gotta be honest. I don't want to alert anyone, but I laughed a bunch in this one.
When?
A bunch? There was like 4 scenes where I laughed, and that was it.
I found some high comedy in that girl. What the fuck was her name?
Not Lily.
Amanda?
Yeah.
Amanda. High comedy and everything she said. Her just dead inside personality. Fucking just
I loved
empty
when she
person
looked at the
walking the earth.
mirror.
It's like, well, fuck it. You know what? You don't like me. I don't like you. Let's be friends. Why? Because there's nothing else to do. Let me just stand outside in the backyard, staring at the trees.
I did like that. I liked that, and I liked in the beginning when she just like saw herself in the mirror and like faked a smile for like half a second, and she's like, "Ah, fuck it."
I love that. That's like her just
Yeah.
practicing because she knows she has to.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, I'm sorry you have a life full of joy and emotions, but some people, they see this and like, well, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. This girl's putting on an act.
Yeah. You should go tell your sisters it reminds you of them.
That might be my favorite moment in all of Six Pack Cinema history. For those of you who don't know,
I don't think we need to bring that up.
We absolutely need to tell people in. Sheehan told his family that Lady Bird reminded him of their family. And if you haven't seen Lady Bird, it's a very dysfunctional, spiteful family.
And it wasn't my sister that got pissed off. It was my mother. It was worse.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You said parts
I'm
of
on your
the
mom's
mother
side.
in that were like your mom.
Yep. But no, this one didn't remind me of my family. This one, if anything, I related to her a little bit. Not entirely. But I get where she's coming from. You got to put on an act everywhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not about to go like kill horses brutally and then just go ahead and roofie myself to take the hit for a murder. That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I do see her point. Like there was one monologue. I think it was the first one. I wish I wrote it down, but I didn't have any pen or paper on me. It was just so perfect when she was berating her for having feelings in the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
That was perfect.
That was good.
Yeah.
Wait, who do you guys think is the main character of the movie, though? If you
gotta
had
be-
to, like,
it's-
obviously it's both of them, but if you had to pick either Lily or Amanda, who are you guys saying?
100% Lily.
Okay.
Yeah, I would pick Amanda because she moved everything forward.
You see, I did think Lily was at first, but now that I'm sitting here talking to you, I think I got to swing towards Amanda just because she was the one, like talking in her head a little bit, and I don't know. It felt more like her story, and just Lily came out on top.
It's debatable. I'd say
Yeah,
it was Lily's because it's no. I can see the argument either way. I say it was Lily's because it was her issue. It was her problem. It was her plan. She came out. She took care of shit at the end. It was centralized around her house. They followed her around to the spa day. It followed her more. Yes, Amanda did move things along. Nothing happens without her in the scene, but the camera followed Lily much more.
I didn't even think of the spa day. Now
Yeah.
I'm leaning back towards Lily.
And how about going over Amanda's house? They follow the front door. Lily comes up and finds Amanda in the backyard. It's not the other way around.
true.
Boom.
But then in the
All right,
beginning,
I'm back towards
though.
Lily being the main character.
Well, in the beginning, it was the other way around when she was looking for her.
Jimmy, it's between me and you. We're fighting for Dave's brain here. He's going back and
Seriously.
forth.
I'm just flip flopping.
I'm looking at the numbers I wrote down because I didn't know if you guys were going to be liking this or dislike it. I'm whatever you guys give this as your scores, like mine are bad. I really dislike this movie.
I don't understand, man. I just don't.
I thought
That's
the
rough.
camera work was irritatingly obnoxious.
Amazing.
Okay, so
No,
let's,
dude,
okay,
it
no,
was
no,
so
no.
simple.
We
It was
have
so simple.
we
in
have
a
some
bad
disagreements,
way.
sure. But why was it so simple? And why was that?
Okay,
why is simple
so-
being bad?
Like it was so hacky. Like
Okay, I'm
was
asking
like-
you
Give
this.
examples.
I'm
okay,
asking this
so when
because
she's laying on the ground, like sleeping with her eyes closed, and it goes on the sound design, and then they zoom into her face, and then she opens her eyes, and it goes cluck, and cuts to a new chapter point. Like that is film school, freshman year of film school 101, how to build drama and intensity, and it's like practice this, and then don't do it in a real movie. It's so like hacky and bad.
Well, they teach you because it works.
Yeah.
However hacky and easy it may be, it's effective.
Yeah, I don't think just because it's a well-used thing makes it bad.
Yeah,
I don't
used
think it's
for a
well
reason.
used.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think it's
understand-
well used. I think it's
I understand
amateurish.
you're looking at this from a much more technical view because you know these things.
Yeah.
Every
You-
time
you-
Well,
every
alright,
time they
Ian-
racked.
Okay.
in Westworld, did you think that was super hacky too? Because they do that in Westworld.
No, they don't do it like that the same way in Westworld.
They do it the inside out, David. They go the eye and then move out. Much better, much different.
Oh, true. That's so different.
Every time they racked focus, this is super technical, so no one. will
What
probably-
does
Yeah,
rack
no.
focus mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so say like you have someone's face here and someone's face behind, and this is in focus, and now rack it to this, like change the focus to this person. Like
Yeah.
this person talks, and now you're seeing them in the background.
Okay.
Like that's like it's called racking focus. They did it wrong or weird, and then they had to stabilize it, and the screen warped every time they racked focus. That shouldn't happen. Now, that's like a super technical thing, but threw me out every time. It was something was weird, and their moving shots warped too because they had to do a lot of effects. It was not good camera work.
All right, I'm seeing what's happening here, and Jimmy, it's not your fault. You are a very technical person. You understand these things. You are very educated. Me, I don't know anything about camera work. I don't know anything about racking focus or whatever.
I
So
know
this is a classic.
what that is. I just didn't know what it was
I don't.
called.
No, I don't know what that. I mean, yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah,
what the fuck it is
I
when
know
they see
like
it.
it's a technique to do that.
Yes, David. Everyone knows when they see it what it is. Yes.
Yeah,
But,
I knew something. I was excited. Fuck
Okay.
you.
but I think this is a classic, the glass breaking situation. Like once you notice something that pisses you off, the glass shatters and you cannot not see it. It's me with Meryl Streep. I cannot see her as a legitimate actress anymore because I hate her because I see she
The
sucks.
chapter points,
Yep.
the super obnoxious, loud, like chewing to kind of like grate you while you watch it. The tapping, the thumping. My classmates in film school did that shit on all their short stories that they tried to do horrors on. Like, and it's all not good.
So yeah, I
It's
go
like-
back to all your
It's
classmates
very
and kill them.
in your face filmmaking and not subtle at all.
These
didn't-
poor students have ruined your life because you can't enjoy this.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like if you saw like a million of those, it would be very annoying. But you don't see that all the time, so I was like, oh, that's nice. Like I enjoyed it. It built the tension.
I feel like we're having a therapy session for Jimmy because we need to just tell him to let go of these technical.
No, I think I'm learning you how bad this was.
You mean you're teaching
No.
me how bad this is?
My score has gone up since we started talking.
I also didn't think there was any character development for the dad or why they hated him so much.
Oh no! That wasn't. There was no development necessary because the whole purpose was that it was you're inside Lily's brain, and she was she was the person that was in the wrong. It was her opinion of how things were going. It was her view. All right,
Yeah.
and she was a self-centered bitch, and she thinks that this guy is the monster, despite he really wasn't. That was the whole point.
I mean,
the
yeah,
well,
dad,
his monologue nailed that home.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
And
that.
that's all the background you really need on him, I felt like.
Yeah, at that point, you have to the audience snaps and it's like, okay, well, yeah, this girl's in the wrong, not him. Yeah, he was a dick. Yeah, he was a rich guy. Yeah, his wife, he probably controlled her a bit, but at no point was he like malicious about it. And yeah, this girl was expelled, couldn't get back into school, and he paid for tuition to a troubled girls' school. Look, she's pretty fucking troubled. She killed him. I think that's pretty good assessment on his part.
Yeah.
So he was in the right. R.I.P.
Yeah. Just tough.
Can we talk about Lily, the actress who played Lily, Anya Taylor-Joy? This girl she's a fantastic actress, has a great career ahead of her. Her previous movies are The Witch and Split, and then this.
Yep.
Those are three back to back to back, just
The
knocking
Witch is
it out of the park.
The Witch is very similar to this in that it's a first-time director who does a lot of techniques that are really in your face. But The Witch, the guy does them well, and he uses sound design to make that. Have you seen The Witch?
Yeah,
No.
I have.
Oh, it's a really odd film. Like I wouldn't be surprised if most people don't like it, but there's something about the sound design and the way they did it that makes it super haunting. Stephen King said it was the scariest movie he saw in a long time.
No shit.
Yeah, it's on. It's gonna be my recommendation now, but go watch it. You can stream it
No.
on HBO.
Nope.
No,
I'm not gonna
No.
watch. I'm not gonna watch this fucking movie that Stephen King says is the scariest movie he's ever seen. No, thank
Well,
you.
it's not like jump scare.
I don't
It's
need that.
not
I
scary.
don't-
tension. It's not
Yeah.
scary. It's scary just because of like how psychological it is.
It's
Yeah,
uneasy.
no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd prefer psychological horror than a quick jump. Yes, Dave. That's
But there's
so much
no
better.
horror. It's just
it's not
uneasy.
horror.
You're just like, ooh, this is weird. What's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's eerie and tense. The
I
best way
actually
to
like
describe it.
the other actress better.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she was good, but
I thought she was great. I agree. I think she was better. And the girl who played Lily, she'll be good. Sure. I think she's gonna be like the Amanda Siegfried of her generation, always there, always just around.
think so.
Never really great. I mean, yeah. No, I'm
Think
telling
about
you,
it.
she will
She
be.
starred in The Witch. She starred in Split. Then
Mm-hmm.
this, she's arguably the star, and now she's also going to be starring in the Split sequel.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
she's
Split's
she's
big.
hanging around the
Split's
thriller
big.
genre.
The Witch and this aren't big. It's first-time directors.
And
But
she's
I
definitely
think-
getting herself into one genre. Not great.
Yeah, and this wasn't like the acting in this wasn't impressive or didn't need to be impressive. Like to play
I
a
don't know.
sociopath who says everything deadpan, it's not that hard. Like everything was just be emotionless and awkward. I can do that. Want me to do it the rest of the pod?
No, that
I
would be
don't
bad
think that'd be
radio.
great. I don't think that'd be good for us.
I don't know.
But yes, I
I
believe you
think
can
this
do it.
is just so different from the characters in the other two movies that it's just showing her range. Because how she is in the other two movies is nothing like this.
I think her face is too big for her head. Just a note.
What does that even mean?
I at times thought she looked super pretty, and then at times thought she looked like a 12-year-old awkward.
It's like if I took a picture of your face head on, and I took a Photoshop like crop on your like just the face and blew it up on top of the same size head, just like me, like 10% bigger. That's her. It's just a hair too big.
That's outrageous. But I'm 100% going to look for it next time.
I like the other girl better. She's from Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, which is a great movie that I really
Yeah.
Ooh,
enjoyed.
I've heard that's good.
No, I liked her too. I liked her a lot. I mean, it takes. I mean, yeah, we joked around saying we could play an emotionless person, but her little like ticks and like the little smile in the mirror and then her crying, it was great. I want to give her a lot of credit for this one.
I don't think like anyone can do what they did. I just don't think the acting is what came through. Like,
Oh, she's not going to be getting an Oscar by any means. I know that, but it was good.
Not from this. I could see eventually.
Okay, pump your
Well,
brakes. Dave.
speaking of the acting, I thought the best scenes were when Anton Yelchin was on the screen.
Yeah.
Anton Yelchin, yes.
And also, here, Sheehan, you want to hear a fun fact? That's the least fun fact you'll ever hear.
Yes.
Anton Yelchin died 14 days after filming this.
No.
He parked his car on his driveway, which was on an incline, walked to the mailbox, which was a brick pillar. The car failed.
This is
And
that guy?
Car rolled backwards and smashed him into the brick pillar and killed him within 1 minute. Like, just collapsed all his lungs.
I remember this story. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I am a fan of his. Like, if he was in a movie, I would watch it because I like him.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
shit.
very good. He's also in, I don't know, I know, Jimmy, you probably didn't, but Sheehan, you might have, the new Star Treks. He's in
Yep.
those.
I knew he was in Star Trek because that's like when he died, that was the only thing that he was being credited for. I didn't know this was that guy.
Yeah, and he's so good.
Yeah, he was,
In this
he was,
movie
he was good.
especially, I felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I mean,
Like, he sold that creepy, like, kind of like loserish that everyone knew in high school, who would show up to the high school parties.
yeah, he did.
He sold that character perfectly.
And it's not usually the character he plays.
Mm-hmm.
He played, he was in Alpha Dog. Remember that with Justin Timberlake?
Mm-hmm.
And he was
Never
the guy.
saw that.
Oh, you should see that. It's actually not that bad. It'd be funny to
Okay.
watch it, Dak. And then he was in this movie that I like called Light Crazy. That's really girly love story. I don't think anyone else would like that. Charlie Bartlett. That was like his breakout role.
Yeah, I like Charlie Bartlett.
The Beaver with
Wow.
Mel.
Well, this
Yeah, I know.
certainly
Rudderless.
sucks.
Yeah, I like him, but he died in a really, really shitty way.
That's a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was in the movie Final Destination. That's the kind of shit that happens in that movie. I'm just saying, like that would be.
Yeah, that is like a Final Destination thing. People would
For
be
sure,
like,
it
"That's
is,
weird.
yeah.
What was that?" Yeah, I like him. I thought he was the best part of this movie. Him and the dad.
Yeah, I want to talk about the dad, Paul Sparks. I don't think he can play anything else.
Oh, but then that like silent one weird line guy.
Yeah, yeah. He was in obviously House of Cards, this one, and there was in something else that we've seen. He's in The Crown, The Greatest Showman. He was in that one too. Same exact fucking guy.
Okay. Yeah, I only recognized him from this and House of Cards, but
Oh, he's in everything. He's in
He's-
Boardwalk Empire. He's in
Yep.
Waco. He's in The Crown. He's in The
I've
Night
seen none
of
of those.
The Night
The
of
Night
on
of.
HBO.
Yep.
I've seen none of those.
And he plays the stepfather in that one too, a weird, ominous stepfather with a checkered past. Same fucking guy.
Well, in Boardwalk Empire, he plays a different character. He plays.
Is he a writer?
No, he's like a lackey guy for Nucky Thompson,
Okay.
and he's a weasel. He talks like this and always laughs after everything he says. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, so basic 1920s gangster. Okay.
But he's like the joke of every Mickey
So
Doyle.
I haven't seen him, but that probably is his farthest detachment from his usual role.
Well,
He's
then-
either
I
a
didn't-
writer, like a brooding writer, or some overbearing stepfather.
He was just in Waco, and he was not that, but not anything crazy. He was just kind of normal.
I mean, I think he did good. It's a role that suits him. He nails it.
He just has that look where like something's slightly off.
Yep.
I love his character in House of Cards and the way he acts in that, and that's kind of the main best example of what you're talking about. It's like slow. Everything he says is kind of pointed.
Yep. He's got that, but he appears passive, but he really is very keyed into everything.
It's like he says a ton of stuff without saying anything. And
He's
then
got that
just-
look that says
Yeah.
everything. That one
Yeah.
look. It's-
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's good at that.
All right. Did you
This
guys
was a
have
good
any-
movie. This was a good movie, Jimmy.
I'm thinking about raising my score just because we just bonded over Paul
Hey,
Sparks.
look at that.
But I'm not. I mean, I have it so low. Do you want me to just say it? Are we ready
No,
to go?
no,
into
no.
it?
I don't
No.
think- Well, do you have any other notes?
My
Can
other
you do
notes
me-
is shitty
Okay.
title. I don't think the
Why?
title's good.
That the title fit perfectly.
Because
I
they
don't
were
think
they were
so.
thoroughbred children.
Yeah.
I heard the title Thoroughbreds. I had no interest in looking what that movie was. I wouldn't even seen it until Dave said, "What
Okay.
about Thoroughbreds?" And then I went and watched the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really, really good."
And
So-
it was.
Yeah, I mean the
Well,
trailer's awesome. Sure, the name, it makes sense when you see the movie. The name makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'll agree. Like if you haven't seen the movie, it's a weird title. But
Okay. I'm not ready to stop
yeah.
talking about this yet, and I'm not ready to do ratings.
okay, what do you want to talk about?
Several things to cover. Jimmy, I just want you, for your own benefit, just remove the cinematography brain, the part of your brain from your head. For the
but
next,
it's not the cinematography. It's like that was the whole tone and direction he tried to do, and I thought it was terrible.
okay. Remove your film school background entirely.
Yeah,
See if you can do that.
can't. Sucked.
Okay. The killing part of I like how they didn't show the photos. They kind of like left up to your imagination. And I like how I mean, yeah, I know it's very basic what they did. They like kind of teased it earlier and they gave a little more information, and then I liked how she was telling you what she did in what way, and it was very systematic. It was very, very well thought out. She had, well, yeah, I had to kill him because his leg was broken, but the drugs I bought wouldn't do it, and my mother wasn't going to do it because she's weak, so I had to cut his fucking flesh off his neck so I could break his neck. Very, very
Oh my.
well.
I just got queasy hearing that.
It all
again.
made very, very, very good sense. She's not the kind of person to defend herself in any way other than being a psychopath, so that's not going to turn out great for her anyways. But the way she was walking through it, very matter of factly, it made sense to me, and I gotta say, I was a little bit on her side. It just goes to show that lack of empathy and any emotion will make
Yeah.
you a villain, no matter what the actual reasoning behind it is.
I wouldn't say it was like on her side, but I could understand her point of view. Very.
I mean,
like,
sure, Dave,
yeah. If
Fine, I'm not on the side of a fucking horse murderer. Yes, we know that. But I was more understanding of what she was like, her background, her side of the story.
you know what I thought was gonna come back to kind of fuck them over that didn't when Anton Yelchin's character handed her the gun, I thought he was going to go through with the murder, but her prints would be on the gun then.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to... It was never a thing again, but...
Yep.
When I saw that, I was like,
a
ooh,
thing.
I know
I
the
don't know.
twist coming, and it just didn't.
No, and
Even
then
if-
also there's a part of you still thought he might have been a bad guy and killing him might have been justified because there was the thought left in your mind that he may have killed this guy with the fire poker.
What?
No,
That
I
was-
saw that as like you like your outdoor light sensors or whatever are going off in the middle of the night when you're home alone. You're gonna grab like a fire poker or a baseball bat or something to defend yourself.
But to show up and save your wife the train ride home to surprise her after it's very like, oh hey bitch, you can't kill me. So that was the intention there. It was trying to paint him as more of a psycho, as someone who was capable of killing and then rubbing in her face like, listen,
I
you
didn't
can't.
get that at all. That
Yeah,
was the
what are
scene
you-
where I saw he was actually like kind of a good guy.
You saw him as vulnerable.
You read into that much? Just him just picking up the fire poker?
And yes, and then the guy not following through and him showing up at the.
So if
At the
an
spa?
intruder's about to come up into your house and you grab a fire poker, does that mean
No,
you deserve
no.
to be murdered now?
Well, fuck yeah, Jimmy. If someone comes to my house, I'm killing them.
That's what I'm saying. But that
on
was
the
that
record.
was to show he was just like a normal everyday guy and kind of scared.
No, what I'm saying, the sick part is how he just went out of his way to do something nice for his wife, which we think is, he's a bad person at this point, and the perception is that he's there to just taunt Lily, saying, "Listen, you can't kill me."
I didn't get that perception at all. I got it as like that's when you're supposed to realize between the night before when he was terrified and now he's just like a good husband coming to pick them up. at
Oh,
the
he
spa
wasn't
day.
terrified. He was very cool, calm, and collected.
I think he was normal, like very hesitant, a little scared, a little nervous. What's going on?
It was game on for him.
Yeah. I didn't
no.
think that at all.
Yeah.
S-
And I
sorry.
didn't like the main character enough to root for the ending. Like the ending was very dissatisfying for me.
I think it was supposed to be. The ending was,
Yeah.
you knew she was in the wrong.
Yeah. You're supposed
Yeah,
to
but
be
I-
rooting against her at the end.
Yeah, but I don't enjoy that process. Like, oh, that's not what I wanted to happen here. This sucks.
So you wanted to root for her killing her stepfather?
No, I wanted to root for the other girl to be like, just joking. Rufinol doesn't work on me. You're a bitch. Kill her. I wanted Lily to die, and the father to live.
Interesting.
The father
I don't
didn't
think
deserve
that
to
was ever
die.
going to be on the tables.
Me neither. That's why I didn't like this movie. We were just rooting for a bitch sociopath girl who was killing someone for no reason.
I actually was gonna look it up. I thought maybe she was gonna end up killing her by roofing her to death. I don't know if that's a thing. It has to be.
I'm sure you can OD
Because
on that. You
when-
can
when
OD
she-
on
when she-
anything.
I know, because when she said like, "Oh, you really spiked it hard," I was like, "Oh fuck!" She just killed her.
Overdid it,
and,
yeah.
And then her plan is shot. But by the way, there is no fucking way this plan works. It just cannot. What's Lily's alibi? Where was she when her friend, for no apparent reason, murdered her stepfather? Sleeping on the
Asleep?
couch?
With
Is that it?
with the gloves still on? That bothered me. She was going to
she's-
sleep with the gloves still on.
No. She was sitting there like emotional because she's like, I just basically just sealed my friend's fate. She took a shower. She cleaned up, I gotta assume.
I mean, yeah, I
Alright.
guess we have to assume because she got away with it. But when it showed her there, like with the gloves, I was like, "What are you doing laying down? Go finish cleaning up."
Yeah, she was a little bit delayed. No, it wouldn't work because what happens when the police come and they come and so Amanda there sitting there with a murder weapon, her fingers prints are all over the murder weapon. She's covered in blood. Guy's dead. And she's already she doesn't have a motive, zero motive whatsoever. But it's okay because she's crazy. Everyone thinks she's crazy. So what happens when you have someone suspected of a murder with a history of violent crime, court-appointed therapy, and claims that she can't remember the past few hours? What happens then?
I don't think she would claim she couldn't remember. I think she would have just taken.
No,
the call.
the doctor's office. She said like she was going through therapy to help remember the lost hours.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So at that point, you know what they do? They drug test her. They find fucking Rohypnol in her blood. Guess who goes to jail? Lily.
Oh, that's a major flaw. This movie's garbage. Wow.
It's a flaw. It's a flaw.
Well,
No,
yeah,
that's a
gonna
major-
Bring down,
That's
yeah,
a
that'll
major
bring
flaw.
down my score.
That's a
Yeah,
major
no.
flaw. Wow,
No, no.
Sheehan. It's tearing apart this
Critically-
movie.
No. Critically, I'm not giving it like super high, but I mean, I'm giving it 5 popcorns. Watch out.
I was higher on critical than popcorn.
That ruins the entire movie. Wow,
Does it?
this is a garbage movie, huh?
Fuck you, man. No, it's not. Don't play these games.
Okay,
No,
but
it's
honestly-
It's a garbage movie,
but-
but
but
that was like a
honestly,
big blow
that's a
to my
pretty
score
big-
for me.
no. It for sure is a flaw. I know.
It's a
And I'm
pretty big
bringing it up.
dagger. Like, oh,
I'm
that
bringing
whole-
it
doing
up.
it now. I'm taking off at least 10% for that.
Oh, that's a fucking heavy hit, man. Come on.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah,
that's that
no.
big. That's really.
I think it's a 10% hit. You just brought down
Depending
my
on
score.
well, depending on how high you had it, you better have fucking like 95 if you're gonna take off 10 points. Come on, man.
that's
That
super
should
big.
that shouldn't go from 75 to 65.
So you're saying that if a girl says, I can't remember what happened, they would drug test her right then and be like, oh, you have shitload of roofenol, whatever it is, in your system.
Rohypnol.
There's no way you could have done that. That sounds like police work 101.
101.
Yep.
And then immediately puts Lily in jail, which cancels out the entire end of the story.
It's a flaw. I know. I know this, Jimmy.
Big flaw.
I
Wow,
still
that-
enjoyed it.
That takes
because-
that drops mine 20%.
Fuck it. Whatever. You know,
Were you only at 20%?
No. I won't drop it because I already have it low, but I think it's
yeah.
bad.
I mean, am I not doing my job if I don't tell you all my notes? Because I mean, it's a big one.
No, that is. I didn't even think of it.
Yeah. So yeah, I was Jimmy. I was very keyed into this movie. Very.
I wasn't.
And-
I was
and I
excited
stand
to
by-
see it.
And I stand by my opinion of him potentially murdering that guy. I think Lily thought that he killed. What's his face?
No,
name?
I didn't get any of that. I didn't think any of that happened.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
I was look how
You know what?
smart
I'm
I am.
gonna take a popcorn off too for that.
You eat a dick, dude. Come on.
Like
It's-
no,
it's-
that was a major blow. It blew my
You
mind.
walked out of that theater loving it. Don't take it. Do not mix up popcorns from critical rating. They're very different things. If
I
you
don't know if
enjoyed
that
it, you
can-
walked
I don't know
out
if that
liking
can change
it,
a popcorn.
You can't change it.
But
Well, your popcorn's already all right. I'm not gonna. I'll change. I'll put it.
If
back
you're gonna
up.
pull this shit, we're gonna give popcorns at the start of the whole fucking show, okay? I don't trust you anymore.
No, I'll give the popcorn I had written down.
You're damn right, dude.
That was a big blow. You just blew my fucking brain.
I'm sorry. I'm telling you the truth, okay?
No,
I don't
thank
care.
you.
I don't care if it hurts. I'm just showing you that I was keyed into this movie. I was very into it, and I walked out like, well, that doesn't make sense. But that was the one thing that didn't make sense. The one.
Yeah.
So, have at it. Sorry. Give it a 10, Jimmy. I dare you.
10%?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that low.
Good.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say I'm not that high.
Yeah. All right. Is there any other like main events that you want to talk about that I can poke holes in, unknowingly ruining the score?
Nope, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Okay. Let's
right.
go ahead.
All right, let's hop into our reviews. Let's go with popcorn this time. Sheehan, what are you giving it?
Got to be 5. I truly enjoyed sitting there watching it. This is like I told you, I looked around and I was like, Jesus, this movie was made for me. It's dark. It's real dark. It's entertaining. Short, concise. It had wonderful cinematography. So I'm going to give it 5 points. 5 popcorns.
Okay.
Cool.
Jimmy, what about you?
I'll combat that right away with my 1. Absolutely hated it. I thought it was trying way too hard to be. I don't even know what its goal was. It was trying to be so tonal when if they just told the story, it would have been better. I think the director, I don't like him. Interested to see his next film because I bet he tones all that nonsense down and just tells a story.
Okay.
So 1. Didn't like it.
I am going with 4. I really liked watching it. I had a good time. It was a fun movie. It was dark. It was, like Shane said, I was keyed in from the beginning. I thought the sound editing worked for me. Like, I was hooked in. I was feeling tense the entire time, like, anxious to see what was going to happen. I had a good time at the movies watching this.
Well,
Yeah.
that's 3.3, so 3.5.
Although,
So,
well, no, we're going by Jimmy's math, and we're going 5, right?
That was last week, guys.
Yeah.
So 3.5. Yeah.
It's
All right,
crime.
let's do
It's crime.
critical. Jimmy, why don't you start us off with this so we can slowly work our way up?
50. This shouldn't be voted for any awards. This shouldn't be.
No.
Well, that's my goal. If you're completely not in contention for any award, then it's 50 or below in my mind, and this shouldn't be up for anything at all. This comes off like a student film to me. Didn't like it one bit, and the reason I didn't like it are the technical standpoints. So that's what critic score
That's
is.
fair. No, that's fair. I respect that.
50. Jesus Christ.
That was
Shit.
honest. What I wrote down before we even
Okay.
had our discussion.
Fine. You're entitled to your shitty ass opinion.
Sheehan, what about you?
Okay, I'm gonna knock myself down because I did bring up the shitty point about the ending not being critically cool or whatever you want to call it. Whatever. I'm going 85.
Okay.
I saw what this guy was doing. Granted, fine. Maybe I'm not the most refined cinema viewer, and I don't know all the camera angles or the focus racking or whatever the hell it is. But I did enjoy it. I liked where the thing was going. I'm more about storytelling, and the story of these two girls. One you think is crazy, and the other one was super fucking crazy behind the scenes and really showed her true colors at the end. I loved it. It was great. So 85.
Okay, I started out at 86, but you gave me that mind blown at the end, so I'm going 76.
You son of a 10 points for that? Come
Yeah,
on.
I really am. Like that was
70.
a big thing I hadn't even thought of. So 76.
Goodness gracious. This is not how I
but-
thought this was going.
I agree with you though. Like I enjoyed this movie, and I don't know all the technical aspects of movies, so none of that stuff really bothered me. It was a well-acted movie. It was tense. I was hooked into the story, and I also don't think every movie needs to be like technically perfect. Sometimes like the little blemishes give it character.
Well, that's why I would say just tell the story then. He tried so much for this to be a tone-driven movie when just tell the story.
Oh
Leave
no, I
all
think the tone was great.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it was great. I thought it was
So
excellent.
what's it's 70? You said.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
that wraps up our review
That-
of Thoroughbreds.
Are we not doing
Oh no,
any,
we are
pairings
yes,
anymore?
we are doing pairings, and we also forgot pairings last week at Red Sparrow. Do we want to give
noticed.
those really quick?
No. It's last week, man. Come on.
Oh well, I'm going vodka on rocks for Red Sparrow.
Oh, shocker for the Russian movie.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what are we gonna drink if we see this movie again? Jimmy, what are you drinking?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm making this up on the spot. We're
Rufinol?
gonna drink. Yeah. We're gonna drink Rufinol dressed up with a bunch of like fancy ice cubes, like round ice cubes.
Ooh. The orbs.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah.
Super classy.
If I'm gonna watch this again, I think I'll crack open a nice bottle of Merlot. Have some red wine while I watch it.
Oh, because they're in the wine cellar?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, sure. I'm going to go with the screwdriver. 'Cause that's what she was drinking when she got roofied. And this whole movie was kind of screwy, so feels right.
All right. Well, that wraps up our review of Thoroughbreds. Let's hop into our weekly recommendations. What have you guys been watching this week? Can't remember who I started with last time, so Jimmy, what are you watching?
I'm gonna go with a movie because there's too many shows on. Sneaky Pete on Amazon season 2. Go watch that.
Ooh, I still
Did
need
we
to see
talk
the
about
first
that,
season.
John? Did you watch Sneaky Pete?
We have not. I have not seen that. We have talked about it before. That's on my list.
I think you and I talked about it off camera once, and you were just telling me I need to watch it, which I do.
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer for season 2, and it looks just fantastic. I didn't know the whole premise was that he was pretending to be a different Pete or whatever.
Yeah, his cellmate.
Yeah, so it looks awesome. I love that. I love the actor.
I didn't watch the trailer for season 2 yet because I don't want it to give anything away because
That's
I
good.
know I'm going to watch it. But I'll go with Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. It's got the Lily, not Lily, the other girl with the curly hair.
Okay.
It was an indie movie that 2 years ago made big waves. It's got the black kid that was in Power Rangers. I don't know what else he was in. He won an award for Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl as like breakout young. He lost it to the kid that starred in The Room. R.J. Seiler. You know who that is? I think you'd know if you saw him.
Yeah, I remember recognizing the kid in Power Rangers.
He's
Like,
in
the
I'm
trailer. I recognize him from something. So
He's in I'm Dying Up Here on Showtime and Vice Principals on HBO. Whatever. Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. It's about this kid who's only got like a couple friends in the world, and he makes these shitty movies, and he has a friend that's a girl that's dying, and he wants to make a movie for her, and it's just a nice little coming of age teen movie.
okay.
She plays the dying girl.
Okay. Let's see. I started, based on your recommendation, Dave, I started rewatching Olive Archer.
How fun is it? Especially the early seasons.
The early seasons are by far the best, and I stopped watching the series when they went to the whole drug addict, the Archer Vice. Mm-hmm. I'm powering through that. It's still just as good. Have we talked? I don't know if I told you, but I've been watching this, and I see Krieger now. Mm-hmm. And me and him, I have the same hair as him, same beard. It's a built-in Halloween costume, so I just need to get a ISIS tag, and the with the white lab coat, and maybe even some Japanese porn.
Yeah, and just a robot that chokes you.
I mean, no, that'd be the other girl. I don't get choked.
True,
oh
yeah,
he does.
Mr. Roboto.
Mr. Roboto.
I am gonna recommend The Witch. It's great. It has the main girl Lily, Anna Taylor-Joy. It's more of like a thriller that's incredibly tense. It's set during like Pilgrim times when this family moves out of a village and creates their own farm. And
They get kicked out of the village.
Well, yes, they do get kicked out, but they had the option to stay if they really wanted. They chose to leave.
It's really weird. It's
But very good. Sheehan, I really think you should watch it, especially with a newborn coming soon.
Cool. Okay.
I'd give that high critical and low popcorn probably.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it again. I've seen it twice, and that's more than enough.
Okay.
Same. Because I showed someone else. I was like, "Oh, you should watch this. It's really bizarre."
Yeah, the exact same thing happened to me.
Well, you've never seen just shots of trees and sounds and been scared as much as, or like not scared, uneasy as much as you are in this movie.
Yeah, uneasy is the right word.
I don't like being uneasy.
All right.
It bothers me.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Six Pack Cinema. Tune in next week. We're doing Gringo, right?
Are we?
Next week?
Or are you doing Black Panther?
We already did Black Panther.
I mean, isn't there another one that you guys are doing that I'm out on, or no?
Or we can do game night, Sheehan and I.
Yeah, didn't you see Game Night?
No, I saw Thoroughbreds instead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great decision.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Game Night was fantastic.
I'll be around next week, right?
Okay, well, yeah,
Or I
should
might
be
not.
still-
I might not.
I don't
Right.
think you are. Next weekend. Yeah, I don't think you are. Sheehan and I will be doing a movie. Maybe
Okay.
game night.
I don't. Yeah, whatever it is, we'll be back next week and we'll be doing a movie.
Yeah. In the meantime, find us on Instagram, Twitter, like, subscribe, rate us 5 stars. We'll see you guys next week. Love you.
All right.